A longtime Trump ally, and in fact somebody who actually served in his administration by the name of Richard Grenell, who at one point was the acting director of the United States National Intelligence, so pretty high ranking, if only acting, official during the Trump administration, caused a bit of a stir on social media when he claimed, well, I'll read you his post on Twitter. The Kamala campaign is imploding. I just heard from a Democrat friend that the infighting has reached a boiling point. She has been/is a key advisor to many Democrat campaigns. Talking about his friend. So, Mr. Grenell, again, Trump ally, served in the Trump administration. Get this, he's got a friend who has worked on many Democrat campaigns. Oh, believe him, so many. So you couldn't even count that high, it's so many. But she says, hey, things are so bad in the Harris campaign. Oh, it's imploding. Everybody's fighting, right? Oh boy. Yeah, nobody believed it. The funniest part, I'll read some of the responses in just a second, but I got to mention this. The funniest part about this whole story is that Trump's campaign is imploding. And you know how we know it's imploding? Because all of those people that are currently involved in infighting in the Trump campaign, they're all talking to the media. I mean, sure, they're speaking anonymously so that they can speak freely, but they're not hiding it. They're like, yeah, everybody's at each other's throats. We had the reports from a couple weeks ago that everybody was trying to figure out who the leakers are. They hate each other. They're all worried they're going to be fired. The campaign itself is imploding because they're dying in all of the polls available. So the Trump campaign is the one imploding. And this numbskull comes out and he's like, nope, it's Harris that's imploding. It's totally real and not something I just made up off the top of my head. But here's some of the funnier responses to it. Keith Olbermann said, quote, LOL, you don't have any friends. That's kind of funny. George Conway said, keep telling yourself this, LOL. And then he added another tweet that said, brutal epic battles erupting on the Harris Walz campaign about how to decimate Trump with the $500 million they've raised in a matter of weeks over betting pools and how big their convention bump will be and just how weird Trump is. Really hard to watch, mocking the claim. Writer Michael Freeman said, quote, I just heard is synonymous for I'm making it up. Huffington Post White House correspondent S.V. Date mocked it, saying, quote, take this to the bank. He is almost as deeply sourced with the Harris campaign as Charlie Kirk. And then another Twitter user simply said, is your Democrat friend in the room with you right now? Because there is no Democrat friend. Like, honestly, I get that people do hang out with other people who have, differing political opinions. But when you're working in politics, that's actually not that common, especially for somebody who served in the Trump administration, because those folks are looked at even by Republicans as outsiders. No, nobody wants to associate with those freaks. So I do find the idea of you even having a Democrat friend who works on Democrat campaigns, I find that to be completely unrealistic. What I also find to be unrealistic about it is somebody that works for Democrat campaigns willing to tell a Trump ally that things are bad in the Harris campaign when that goes against what you actually get paid to do. So not only do I think you're lying, I think you're lying about having this Democrat friend to begin with, because it would make no sense. It wouldn't behoove this individual to give you this kind of information. But hey, what do I know, right? I'm just a guy sitting down here in Florida. Richard Grenell's plugged into the pulse of what's happening in the Democratic Party. This guy's an idiot. He is trying to create chaos and create drama where drama and chaos simply do not exist. If there were things happening in the Harris campaign that were bad, if there was this massive infighting, we would hear about it. Those are not the kinds of things that you can keep quiet. We heard about it with the Biden campaign. We heard about it with the Kennedy campaign. We hear about it every day with the Trump campaign. If it were happening, somebody who actually knows what's going on would have spoken to the media a long time ago. America's Lawyer has launched its own YouTube channel. Now, this channel, of course, is still in its early phases of development, but you can help grow it by subscribing. Just go to youtube.com/The America's Lawyer, and you'll get all of the great content from Mike Papantonio and myself that we produce every single week.